Warning: this video may cause emotional growth, increased confidence, and possible friction with your partner. Viewer discretion is advised.
There's not a lot of artists talking about the fact that they want to become a professional artist, but at the same time, they're in a relationship that they don't want to screw up, right? For the past 2 decades, I've worked in creative departments in both music and film. And for 25 years, my wife and I have been on this journey together. So I'll share my experience, my opinion, share some thoughts, all of that. You can decide if I know anything and if any of this resonates with you. I have a friend named Jake. He's 32 and he really wants to have a career in music. It's his dream, He also has a wife, an 11-year-old son, and he really loves his family a lot. But he did confide in me and say he's feeling suffocated and depressed because his wife wants him to quit chasing this dream of his and spend more time focused and involved with the family. Now, this is very normal. Okay, especially for an artist. And the pursuit of an art career can look and feel pretty damn selfish sometimes, especially when it grinds on for months and even years at a time with very few signs of any lucrative return. It kind of sometimes happens all at once. So your partner shouldn't feel like this artistic dream of yours is a beast devouring their future. So before you're dragged into some relationship specialist, I guess that's what they call them, right? Let's get some clear answers to some questions. Is an artist who and what you truly are? Is your partner an ally on the field? And are you making art the enemy or the opposition? Now, the first question comes with 3 parts. First, is there any practical work you'd enjoy as much, if not more, than being an artist? If yes, I would stop this video right here and go do that. If no, go ahead and proceed to the next question. Have people said to you, you should be an artist? You got the gift, man. Go do it. If no, I would go back and think a little harder on part 1. Okay, seriously. If yes, go ahead and proceed to the next question, which is, do you feel like your soul would die in a black hole of despair if you could not express yourself creatively? If no, I'd consider it a blessing, really, okay? And really, for the love of God, go back to that first part and just review and think about it a little harder. If yes, and you're currently in or you want to be in a relationship and you don't want to screw it up, this video is for you, the poor cursed soul who knows who and what you are. And without getting too deep into the whole myriad of crazy personality types and all of that, I'm just going to say this: an artist is going to art, period. You know it. And I hope this reality was laid down very clear with your partner on the first date. Otherwise, you probably dug a hole that you're going to have to backfill, and they need to know that being an artist isn't a choice. It's not going to go away ever, okay, regardless. But it's more likely that your partner is fully aware that you're a creative soul, and it's also what likely turned them on to you in the first place. I told my friend Jake, your partner might not be aware that what they think they want you to be will create a person different than who they fell for in the beginning. You've got to evaluate that and just be aware of it, okay? And it's kind of your job to make sure that that doesn't happen. It isn't always an easy thing to do. You'll have to strike a balance between your passion and the responsibility. Sometimes you're going to have to stand your ground. I'm not saying you shouldn't bend or grow or, compromise sometimes, but sidelining your art ain't an option. Acquiescing to your partner's fear is a short road to peace, I suppose, but it's a long road to depression and sabotaging your relationship and all of that. I suggest a second option: make your partner an ally on the field and play your position like a pro, right? A pro sets boundaries with others. They put limits on their time. A professional is consistent, reliable, and focused. With your partner on your team, you need to be a good teammate, which means you need to keep it fun and exciting and romantic sometimes, right? You need to play to win. Man, the struggle is a lot easier when you win from time to time. Also, don't make your art the opposition, the enemy. I'm kind of lucky on this because my wife actually loves the fact that I'm creative and really loves it when I paint. But I did jump around a lot and pursued a lot of other creative paths to varying degrees of success. And to her credit, she rode that roller coaster with me. And she wasn't always happy about it, but she stayed in the game. She filmed the majority of my whole first full-length feature, worked the public and sales end of our first successful business, and she's doing much the same thing now with my art business. So it's not my art or her. That would turn my art into the villain. I want her and my art career to be intimately familiar with each other. I know that sounds kind of weird, but she needs to understand what I know her friends and family never will, which is the pursuit of uncommon goals requires uncommon effort, and an artist can't always follow the norm. In return, of course, I got to watch Netflix and go to brunch on Sunday and all of that. Does it kill me? Not really. Okay. Sometimes it does. Okay. But 25 years later, we're still together because she knows being an artist, regardless of what type of art that I'm doing, is who I am. Okay. And she's an ally on the field with me and knows full well that my art is not in opposition of our relationship, but rather, hopefully, a fun, romantic, strange, sometimes, yes, sometimes probably scary part of it. I told my friend Jake, obviously your son comes first. I mean, that's a commitment with no compromise, right? And it may not be a popular take, but I feel it doesn't set a good example if you sacrifice your hopes and dreams to the altar of your wife's expectations of you in the relationship. But also, with those opening questions in mind, you better know what you're in for and what sacrifices you will have to make and sacrifices they'll have to make. And at the end of the day, look, man, relationships are incredibly important, but they can also be unpredictable because there's just people involved and people are unpredictable, right? To the best of your ability, handle it like a pro. And if it doesn't work out, just make sure that you don't give up the major part of yourself or sell out the best part of who you are in the process. If you do, it'll be a regret that is very hard to crawl out of, and it takes a lot of time, trust me, okay? Bottom line is you can definitely have an awesome relationship and pursue an art career if you're committed to both, okay? My best advice is from the beginning, be open, honest, authentic, and let them know what they're in for. And you got to know what you're in for as well, okay? Have a sense of humor in the face of risk. And let's be honest, any uncommon goal where there's no playbook for success is going to be a risk. And nobody ever talks about that. Nobody ever talks about the failure and the loss and the artist who ended up with nothing. So you better damn well appreciate that somebody loves you and cares about you. And in response to that, play to win. That's all I got, okay? But let me know what you think in the comments section. If you want to add anything to this, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos, okay? I'm Ben Jewell. Thanks for joining me here today, and I'll see you next time.